Hi everyone, Bobbie LaPorte here again with my weekly tip for your best next move, where I help you have more agency in your work, acknowledge your capacity to act, and see what you can do right now. So if you feel like the re-entry from the last 18 months to a more normal working environment is dragging on, and the stress level you have is not leveling off, you are not alone. I see and feel this in the conversations I'm having every day with clients and colleagues. But it was a recent comment that one of my clients made, someone who is generally pretty tough and resilient and not fazed by much, that definitely got my attention. And she asked, as a naturally empathetic person, how do I avoid becoming an emotional support animal for everyone around me? My first reaction was, to chuckle just like I did because I'd never heard that before, but it definitely hit home. She was sharing a feeling and frankly, a well-founded fear that I believe many others are also experiencing. Protecting against re-entry stress is something all managers need to be mindful of. It's a natural reaction to respond by taking on your team members' emotions during this time. After all, if there's one thing we learned during the last 18 months, it's that empathy is a key trait for all leaders. But this can lead to ever-increasing stress levels for you, higher cognitive overload, and potentially greater fear for everyone. And this kind of stress can be contagious. It's called emotional contagion. And we've discussed the contagious effects of positive emotions in these weekly tips, including the power of what's called positivity resonance, which is where the brain mirror neurons in others respond to and copy the positive emotions that you arouse. So as a leader, you may very well be the primary source of emotional contagion. Because of your power and authority, others pay attention to your behavior first. And if you're carrying worries and fears into conversations, your team will pick up on them. So how do you take care of yourself while also being sensitive to the emotions of others? Well, here are my 2 tips. Number 1, check your own mood often. Look, I'm not suggesting that you don't share your worries and fears with others. That's what makes you a vulnerable leader. But be aware if you're in a particularly dark mood. It happens to all of us. You might want to take a break to regroup, or if you're running a meeting, hand it over to someone else for a while. And the second tip is to practice positive emotions. And this is a theme you've heard over and over again from me in these tips, because positive emotions are contagious as well. So why not shift to those if you can? And here are some suggestions. You can always start meetings with everyone sharing a success. Use appreciative language with your team members, and note positive interactions and contributions from people on your team and elsewhere. These actions won't change the larger environment we're all operating in, but it can alter the levels of stress and fear for the positive, allowing you to attend more to yourself while still being there for others. As always, I want 2021 to be a year of momentum for you, one of possibility thinking that takes advantage of the agency we sometimes forget we have. So those are my tips for the week. I hope you have a great week ahead and take care of yourself.